want to be thinking about angle, and you want to be thinking about pushing with your hips. And we're going to do it against a partner. There's going to be a lot of scenarios happening from here. Really, Carl needs to control an arm, so we're going to go for the most simplest way of controlling, where I've already opened up Carl's collar and I've slid in my right hand into the collar here to go for the cross choke. Okay, so again, from there, from my perspective, I would be looking to come underside on this arm or over, putting my head on the mat, curling my wrists. So, the minute I present the hand, that's the hand that you want to be thinking about of controlling. So, first thing I'm thinking about is keeping my hands T-rexed. If Carl's in mount and he's higher into my armpits, and we're going to address this, I need to be shoulder walking down to keep him there. But don't worry, we're going to address this in a separate time, but we're going to start from this position. I can't push with my hips if Carl's hips are on my chest. Walk. Doesn't matter how. I can never push with that because my hips aren't underneath his hips. So first thing is, keep your hands T-rexed, keep your elbows on the inside. Okay, Carl's going to present that first arm. The minute he goes for this, if he's got a good cross choke, he's halfway to choking me. Once he brings the second hand in, puts his head on the mat, this is not good for me. And even if he gets the second hand in, and I happen to still bridge him, he might be able to finish it with close guard. So we need to be aware of the connection that he has in my neck. So from here, first thing we're thinking about is when Carl puts that hand in, my right hand, the fingers go at the back of Carl's wrist. Because when he goes to choke me, it's the back of his hand. That's what's making the connection against my right jugular. So I'm going to bring my hand in and I pull down with my elbow. Now if I pull and I leave this elbow out, Carl can clear my knee or use his knee to get an open elbow, and now he can start attacking the arm bars and stuff from there. So when I make that initial grip here, I glue my right elbow to my body. So now if he tries to use his knee, it's not going to happen. I'm keeping it glued. Second thing is this hand. You see people grabbing here, you see people grabbing there. To stop Carl pulling his hand out, it's his elbow that moves back. So the grip that I want to make is the palm of my left hand grabs behind his elbow. You can grab the material if you want. You can just grab his tricep. It doesn't really matter. Pull your hand out, Carl. I'm just gluing that. So actually when he puts that hand in there, he knows he's messed up. And the minute he tries to pull it out, it's not happening. Now immediately I'm going straight into the Upa Escape. So first thing is I need angle. Okay? Think about 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. The mistake people make on the Upa Escape is they'll either go to 3 or 2. And probably what's going to happen is the minute I do that, Carl has a free left hand. And as I bridge, we end up there. Okay, and then if he's good, he can take my back and stuff. So think about, we're going somewhere between 12 o'clock and 1 o'clock. So once I make those two initial grips, Carl tries to pull his hand out. It's not happening. I'm going to put my right ear, my right shoulder. I'm going to look in the direction that I'm bridging him. And now we're doing that same move again. So I'm lifting my hips. Carl will post. He posts to where he falls, but watch this. Now I keep driving with my foot, and watch, for Carl to stay on top, he'll be hopping on that hand, posting where he's falling. And now I'm on top again. I still have made that initial grip, making sure that he can't get the second one in, because if the cross choke can be done from mount, it can also be done from guard. Let's look at that again. So the way we're going to drill this in the drill is Carl's going to present me with the hand. I'll make my two grips. I'm making sure the back of my hand is against the back of his right hand. I glue my elbow to my body. I make the control at the back of his elbow or his tricep. I can grab the gi if I want. Now from there I need angle, okay? So I'm going to move my right ear to my shoulder, and we're going to look in the direction that I'm going to bridge. I'm not worried about tying up the foot or anything yet. Like I said, we want to build layers. If I show you 20 things on this escape tonight, you'll not remember 4 of them. We're just going to work on angle and our driving with our hips. So for the sake of the drill, Carl's not allowed to do anything with his legs. The only thing he's allowed to do is post with his hand. Okay? So I'm going to bring my ear to my shoulder, I go over my shoulder, I bridge, and we're not going to do it explosively fast either. I want card bridging with this to tell me that I'm going at the right angle. So now I start to lift my hips, and now I keep driving with that other foot. And he's falling into the space. Let's look at if we try it at the wrong angle. This is the 3 o'clock, okay? The way he come up on us, even up on his foot from there, and now he's tying. My back's exposed from there. I'm in trouble. This car, not really. So let's try 2 o'clock. Okay, so we're here. A bridge. Let's try somewhere between 12 and 1. Okay, so I bring my ear to my shoulder. I'm not doing a massive bridge here. All I'm doing is lifting my hips and causing him to post. Okay, now I've went as far with 2 feet. This is the detail. Okay, from there I'm just going to lift my right foot off the mat. Now watch what happens if I lead with my knee. Right, nearly there, but I'm just not quite. Now Carl's really going to push and try to drive himself back, and that's what happens. So the detail is, I lift my hip, I drive, and I lead with my hip. More than often, you're going to end up in the guard with your hips driving into his. Okay, one more time. Now, when you drill this, we're going to do it slow. Because if you do it fast, that's okay. In sparring, you can do it fast, but then you'll never catch on, or you go hitting the right angle or not. And you'll be up against people that aren't just as good, and maybe they're not on your bottom card. And maybe they're not as quick to defend with the hand, and then you'll never know, are you doing it at the right angle. So say I'm here and I put my hand in, okay, and Carl goes to 3 o'clock and just bridges to the side. Okay. 2 o'clock, keep going. Somewhere between 12 and 1. I can't even stop that. Okay, so